All right, it's the Rundown. It's Monday. It's November 13th. It is presented by SeatGeek. Use the code Rundown. You get $10 off your first ticket purchase. Again, SeatGeek. What do we got? We got NBA, NHL, NFL, concerts, you name it. Rundown, $10 off your first ticket purchase. SeatGeek. All right, NFL, big stories. Patriots losing, Eagles losing, the two Super Bowl champs. The two Super Bowl teams. Patriots, I'm not too concerned. And Mike Vrabel, congrats, Mike. I'd say.
I think you were going to say Jets losing, Bears winning.
I was going to say, let Dan have his moment here.
That was the end of that sentence.
Dan, he is the winner on the panel today for
It's the first time this has ever happened in the entire career of the Rundown.
Go ahead.
It happened week 2, but Kevin was out. This is the first time all three of us, so.
You get to glow.
There's look
feels good,
I
boys.
Thought that, by the way, with that game, I had the Lions. That was a sneak. I'm like, give me
oh
that
yeah,
back
there was
door.
like a minute and a half left. And
I know.
It was,
I know.
And we just kept missing extra points.
You actually made my game even less enjoyable because Mitch played so well and you were so happy.
Yeah.
And Darnold wasn't even in, but it was just like,
Dude,
wow.
Care, Kevin,
Matt Parkley versus Josh McCown, the Bears cast-offs. In
the Bills are a weird-ass team.
They are,
well, you know what?
No sense.
I mean,
they win by 100 or lose by 100.
they were so fucking happy to get rid of Peterman, I feel like, no matter who was playing there. Matt Barkley stepped in and looked like a fucking Pro Bowl.
Sean McDermott should be fired just because he has started Nathan Peterman more than once.
Yeah.
Like watching anyone else, watching Matt Barkley win a game.
Francesa, did you see his pregame? He's like, Barkley's off the street. Jets are going to win this game easy.
Run away.
Like,
yeah.
Todd Bowles said.
That's what they thought, I'm sure.
Todd Bowles said we picked a bad day to have a bad day.
All bad days.
I mean, he's for sure done. I actually hope they keep him throughout the rest of the season, so we just tank
also
the rest of the way.
another quote: the Cody Parkey, the Bears kicker who hit 4.
I know, that was unbelievable.
Like you should almost get extra points to that. He said that was the day Jesus wanted to give him. Like he's like, Jesus gave me that day, and I'll just move on.
You're a lot better off with having that day when you win.
That's what I was saying. There was a clip that went like not viral, but people in Chicago media were sharing it. How all the Bears players were kind of like slapping him on the ass, being like, "It's okay, bro." Like to see if that was happening. If it was a 1-point game.
No chance.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't cover the spread, that would have probably bothered some people.
Right. So yeah, let's talk about the.
So the Eagles, I think, are dead.
Oh yes, the Eagles are dead. Their defense. I haven't
By
seen.
the way, the defense. All right, let's keep in mind. I know there's all these Carson Wentz apologists out there, and there's a lot of them, and they played good in the second half. 20 points is 20 points.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Like everyone's like the Smitty's of the world. By the way, Smitty had one of his all-time dumb comments last night when I trolled Rhea.
Oh yeah, and he couldn't figure out that it was a
Fran.
joke.
I was like, Fran, good Eagles fan. Like you're dancing and the Eagles are getting their ass kicked. He's like, I don't get it. It's like
it's a joke, dude.
I mean, he's just so stupid. He never ceases to amaze me with how dumb he is. Someone actually in the comments like, how stupid is this guy? It's a joke.
Pretty funny, Smitty.
I mean, it was the most
Smitty,
blatant,
come on.
joke.
It was pretty stupid of you.
I mean, it was the most obvious joke of all time.
Dave
It's
was
just-
being like, Fran, why aren't you watching the Eagles game while she's sitting next to the Kardashians?
Yeah, maybe I tried to one-up you.
No, you didn't. Oh.
Think about
That was a good attempt.
So, why is this falling?
So what were you going to say about the Eagles?
20
Everyone's
points
like
is
their defense so trash. They only scored 20 points.
No.
27
Oh, you mean the Eagles only scored 20
Yeah.
points?
right.
Yeah,
He's saying that their
27
offense could have done.
You should be able
listen,
to win
I
giving
don't-
up
I mean,
27.
27 is not a great game for your defense.
But it's not horrible.
But it was more, Dave, it was
That's
more
probably
like
average in the NFL.
watching the Cowboys' offense has
I
been
agree.
terrible, and they were pushing them around. They were like anything they wanted, they were getting. The Cowboys' offense, which doesn't happen.
But in the second half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get to
The
this
game
fucking
ended, by the way.
Patriots,
The
please.
game ended, by the way.
We talk about every other game but the Patriots. And the
No,
Patriots
we are
lose.
going to talk about that game ended, by the way, when the Eagles let the Cowboys get that 3rd and 15 to end the half when they were trying to get the ball back.
Yeah.
That right there, I was like, that's it. Like you can't. That's so demoralizing to then have them score a touchdown.
I'm not trolling. I think Carson Wentz is great. You got a guy there who
stop.
Super
You
Bowl
are trolling.
MVP.
Stop.
I'm not
Stop.
trolling.
Stop. Yes, you
I'm
are.
not
You can
trolling.
hear it in your voice.
Yes,
Like,
you
this is
are.
my troll.
I'm not.
This isn't my troll.
If they
I'm
don't
not
make the
trolling,
playoffs, the Eagles
guys.
aren't going to make the playoffs.
Fellas, I'm not trolling.
The only reason they may is the Redskins could still lose 8 in a row, but I
Yes.
mean,
That was the other game. The Bucks had 500 yards and 3 points.
Wow.
Who had the over in that game?
I had the over in that game. I had the Skins in the over.
That was Scott Hanson would just be like, Ryan Fitzpatrick in the red zone. Ryan Fitzpatrick fumbles.
How'd your boy Che handle that one?
Oh, he's so delusional. He's still like he's still trying to
Jameis
claim
train?
that I didn't call. Like when I told him that the Bears ended the Bucs season when they beat the shit out of them, he's like, no, it actually ended the week before against the Steelers.
Listen,
and he's crazy.
That and Scott Hanson, when we had our little back and forth, I know Scott Hanson knows what he's doing. He's lecturing me.
Oh, he's cute. He gets cute.
He's lecturing me on scoring defense when they they go to a whole new clip and he starts. Speaking of scoring defenses, and they throw like a 7-yard incomplete pass. Everyone in the country thought that was a pick six for
It's
Kansas
the red zone
City.
brain.
I mean, his tweet to you afterwards screamed, "I know exactly what the fuck I'm
Oh,
doing."
he's the king of cute, and the red zone brain has ruined everyone in America. Where every time he flips to another game, you're like, "What cool play is going to happen now?"
Yes.
And then it's a fucking 4-yard
Nothing.
out.
Yeah.
4-yard out. The play that he's
That should
talking
be
about,
illegal.
that was a 7-yard incomplete pass.
That should
That was
absolutely
just
be
an incomplete pass
I
from
know.
nowhere.
It's ridiculous.
Why are you showing that play talking about scoring defenses?
That must have got your
It's
fucking juice
ridiculous.
flowing.
I needed it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had the Chiefs in the over.
Yikes.
That's a double loser, Hanson. And then the Patriots. So the front page of the article was that Brady's now officially dead. I've seen that 1,000 times. Dean Lewis ripped the Patriots being cheap. Jerry blogged both right. I don't know the cheap thing. I mean, like the Patriots suddenly get cheap. The Patriots have done the same thing for 15, 20 years. And this is a bad game. A little late in the season, not alarmed.
That was my question.
Yes.
This
But they
doesn't
do. They
happen
lost
ever.
If
week
that was
14
week,
to Miami
if
last
that was
week.
week 4, it'd be whatever.
The most they've ever lost past week 4 in the Brady Belichick era was yesterday.
I mean, that was a
What?
the
biggest
biggest deficit
Oh.
past week
That's the
4 in
thing.
the
Biggest
Brady
margin of
yes,
defeat, you mean.
yes.
it was a beatdown.
Yeah, no, they got
And Brady,
smoked.
and the thing is, Brady has the Bills game. He wasn't 100 super sharp. The Packers game, he wasn't super sharp. And then this game. Now we always say this because the Patriots will be there in the end, but
I mean, the
it's
Patriots
starting to look like he's not
yeah.
immortal.
You know what? The worst
They're-
thing of all,
they're-
that fucking look from him post game, that hair that he's doing, the Dumb
Yeah.
and Dumber hair,
It
that's more
wasn't good.
concerning than anything.
John
his whole
said that.
his whole
John-
aura is off.
that
It's
sounds
like
like
It was a little late. I still feel I'm very confident. Obviously, it helps that the division's over, so it's like we're
Yeah,
gonna
the
win
question
division.
is, there's a possibility the Patriots could have to play 3.
Yeah,
playoff
and they haven't done well in that situation. I remember when they lost to Baltimore, but
even just little things too, like Brady stumbling and falling on that trick play.
yeah, but
they
he's
just look
just
like
he's not. He's not.
Can't
should
run.
just stop
He's
doing-
like the best.
I mean, what are you doing
he's
with a
the best
40-year-old
quarterback of all
quarterback
time?
doing
He
that
can't
shit?
run. It's
Oh,
great.
really
It's,
can't.
it's very relatable.
Again, Gronk not playing always matters. Once we get all the parts back, I'm not worried. I'm honestly not. I don't just say it.
I think that's fair. It's a
worried.
fair take to have. Do you want to do power rankings real quick?
NFL.
Yeah.
Saints 1,
Okay.
Chiefs 2.
Okay. Rams 3. I'd probably go Rams 3, Patriots 4,
Rams
Steelers
haven't
5.
looked overly impressive lately. The Packers, Saints, and this past week
Kinda
they didn't look
squeaked
great.
through.
Yeah, but they did what they had to. I agree that they got run on yesterday, like big time.
Yeah. And you know what else? I feel like who they play? I had this game. Who
Seattle.
Seattle. I also felt like Seattle sort of. I felt like the Rams got cute a little bit. Like they were running the ball for a while, for like 8 to 10 yards.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
I
they-
agree.
And then they throw or do something and screw it up.
The end of the game, when all they needed was a first down, why wouldn't you run it with the best running back in the
Yeah.
NFL? 3
Yeah.
times.
No,
they did a cute play on first down. I was like, what the hell's going on?
It almost reminded me of like what a Belichick would do to another coach. It's like, we'll give you the run, and eventually you're going to do something stupid.
And while we're on the
Cooper
Rams,
Kupp, by the way, the guy tearing his ACL, Cooper Kupp.
that's
or that-
big.
Yeah,
That's big. I cannot figure out. There's nothing worse than as a gambler.
Are you trying to get to the Bears, by the way? in
No,
your
I'm
power
not.
rankings?
No, I don't think. No, the Bears have to beat a
It did
good
seem
team.
like it was like
No, I
like
wanted
he
to
wanted
see,
to do
No,
better.
I wanted to see if he was
Where
going
you
to
put
do
the
Patriots,
Patriots?
number
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
And be like,
right.
well, I still think
Right.
that was that exercise is over.
Where
I just wanted to see if you were going to say Patriots number 1.
The
'cause that was
Saints obviously look
they're like
unbelievable.
Dave, you know this as a gambler. I can't fucking figure out if Sean McVay is a conservative coach or an aggressive coach. Why don't you go for the fucking touchdown on 4th and 1 on the 1-yard line with the best running back in the league instead of
I
kicking
needed
that field goal? But
I know.
I can't figure it out.
I know.
I can't figure out what he is.
He did it actually a couple weeks ago as the Packers too.
Yeah.
He just settled for a field goal that put him up 2,
Right.
giving the ball back to Aaron
It's
Rodgers.
like, what are you?
Yeah.
Are you the guy
Yeah.
that's the gunslinger, or are you the guy that turtles a little bit?
The I had another. There was
Let me
one
ask
other
you-
NFL.
Let me ask you the bottom of the power rank. Does it get worse than the Jets right now?
Yeah, Marvin
Raiders.
Lewis and the Bengals.
Bengals have had 500 yards on them 3 weeks in a row.
How is Marvin? And then they fire the defense. If I was a defensive
Marvin Lewis
coordinator,
must have-
I would go on a rant against Marvin Lewis for like.
Yes.
The guy's had a job for 16 years.
I know everybody always says that like he's got pictures or he's got dirt.
but he
Like
does.
he
You
really
You know what's
has
going to happen?
right?
It's going to be
He
perfect.
really
Is
does.
Marvin Lewis is going to keep his job and then hire Hugh Jackson to come back, and it's going to be fucking great. I'd say the Raiders are still.
Raiders are still the most
They-
dysfunctional.
they-
I
they
mean,
put-
Jordy Nelson going off the way he did was like, I think, so indicative. of that
And also,
franchise. I haven't heard a word from that guy ever, and all of a sudden he's.
Yeah, and the
Like, fuck
Raiders.
these guys.
That was a classic case. Like the Raiders have, when you have teams that are bad late in the season in the NFL, you basically get like a 5 to 10 minute window for them to be competitive in a game. And the Raiders had it. They were fourth. They got stuffed on the 1 yard line on 4 downs to start the game. If they score a touchdown
Yeah,
there, it's
yeah,
a game.
yeah.
They
I had the
didn't.
over,
Game's
too.
over.
Even in it, and they're
Although
still playing
they
hard.
fought most of that game. A
Speaking of
sneaky,
that,
underrated play was David Carr. I don't know if you saw.
Oh,
David Carr
yes!
fourth
Oh,
down when
yes!
he threw it.
Yeah,
that was an
forgot it.
unbelievable
Forgot
play.
it. What was that?
Yeah, he just
That
threw
was
it away
unreal.
on fourth down.
And he just walked off like,
Do you
whoops.
think,
That was
do
an
you think
unbelievable
that's like
play.
he didn't know the situation? Or
Oh,
doesn't
he did
care?
not know the situation.
Or is it like I know it's 4th down, but fuck it, I'm out of here.
He did
He's
not
a-
know the
Because
situation.
he's an all-time get mad guy. Too.
Yeah.
Like he always acts like he just lost like the Super Bowl.
He's got a cry face all the time.
That was an unbelievable play. Just
I don't know.
whipped it into the ground. I needed that. I had the Chargers. That looked like I was gonna get
Yes,
backdoored.
yes.
With Todd Bowles at late season games with these shitty teams, everybody keeps talking about his players playing for him.
Yeah, not anymore.
What's worse though? As a head coach, is it worse when your players quit on you, or when they're actually still playing hard and you just fucking suck? Like yesterday,
Yeah.
they were trying hard, and the
They
Bills are
stink.
blowing their doors out.
Yeah, right.
So
I
what's
get what you're
actually
saying.
worse as a coach?
I will say it clearly.
Top 10 coach, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, though, the best. I mean, if you're a Raider fan, this is theoretically still part of Gruden's plan.
Right.
So you'd like to be a Raider.
I said
fan.
that actually on the radio because the guy called in and was like, make me feel better as a Raiders fan. I was like, I'd rather be a Raiders fan right now than a Jets, Bengals, or even Lions.
Half the
because
league.
the Raiders at least have just a
Yes.
barrel of hope.
Yes, and this is like an intentional tank.
Right.
in
They
a
have
way.
5 first-round picks.
Yeah,
They
and
have
they'll
5
probably-
first-round picks?
But I feel like the Jets need to
4?
just turn on an intentional tank right now.
They have 5 like coming up because they got the Bears for 2 years.
Moving along, because I actually got to go soon. I got a meeting I got to run to. This brought to you by WordPress.com/Barstool. 15% off your brand new website. WordPress powers more than 30% of the websites, including ours. They make it easy to reach a global market and let your customers find you with built-in SEO. You can be up and running in just $4 a month. Build your new website today at WordPress.com/Barstool. By the way, total noodle. Been noodle since like Friday. It's unbelievable. You can't get rid of it. When I go noodle, Adderall
Noodle.
can't even fight it.
Yeah,
I take an
you
Adderall,
noodle-
does nothing.
yeah.
Just noodle.
You're just soft noodle.
When you are these hangovers?
Not anymore. Now he's noodle.
No.
The
When you
noodle
say,
after
like,
Like, I
sometimes
didn't,
you're-
I didn't have
Sometimes
a.
you're
I
like
didn't-
noodle after like you're
No,
out
do you know
somewhere.
why I
It's
know
like,
he
think just
wasn't
hungover.
drinking? Because I
wasn't
was
drinking.
texting with him at like 10 p.m. on Saturday night about gambling, and usually Dave's like, he's out. You were texting back.
I'm not accusing. I'm just
We were
curious.
texting about
like, are you just
the
hungover?
Grizzlies versus the Sixers at 10:30 in at
That was
night
an
on
unbelievable
Saturday
foul
night.
by Gasol. Gasol
He
bear
broke
hugged.
the back. He broke it.
I
He
never,
fucking
I
grabbed
never
it from
seen
behind.
that. Gasol on a putback in the Sixers game
With, like, 6 seconds
no
left
time
to
left. It
cover
was
the
like a
spread.
10-point game, and Embiid just got a useless rebound, went to dunk it as time was running. Gasol just bear hugged
Yeah, he
him,
just grabbed
and
him
then he
from
missed
behind.
both free throws.
Because he hurt his back. He was like, ow, that kind of hurt.
Strange. Speaking, and this is in the college section, but my graveyard's coming in, and Mike
Yeah,
Anderson.
we got to start it.
That what he did against Texas when I had them. I bet a game. I had Arkansas at Texas in college hoops. Arkansas was up 3.
Oh,
plus,
yeah.
They were up plus like 230. Up 3, 7 seconds. We miss a free throw. They get the rebound. We just
Didn't
let
foul.
them come right down and shoot
Didn't
a
foul.
uncontested 3.
Brutal.
It's like obviously.
And he knew the minute they go to overtime, you're not winning.
Right. College football, the only real highlight I had was the Sooner guy who fell off the Boomer Sooner but kept waving. That's college football.
Yes.
Like that guy.
commitment.
That guy has to be like in the locker room at all time. The Sooners suck. I know
Yeah.
they win.
Yeah.
They suck.
No, their defense
You wanted
is
that
a
loss so
joke.
bad. When
So
you were,
bad.
You were
Yes.
chirping Casey so
That was
hard.
the easiest bet of all
She
time.
must have been
Plus 21.
sweating on that 2-point conversion there. Yeah.
For any time Oklahoma to be minus 20, they're going to have to score at least 60 to 70 because their defense is that bad.
Yeah.
That
they,
bad.
They cannot stop anyone.
I didn't think Clemson looked great. They get by.
I thought they looked pretty damn like for a road game at night.
The quarterback worries me. Under pressure, their
Really?
quarterback would worry me. He would. I would much rather the other guy.
He's long gone.
I know.
I also thought for the first time, and this sounds silly because Bama won by 24-0, but I did watch that whole game, and Mississippi State, like, they played some good defense. And Tua it looked like he got dinged up again. I don't know.
That's
That
all
knee.
I got on that. The major story, obviously, was Zack Smith versus Tom Herman versus Urban Meyer. Zack Smith just going off that Tom Herman cheated on his wife with an Asian masseuse and an Iowa State recruit girl who he fucked.
This thing is a disaster. Just give it the old.
We got him
give him the stick
give me a
mic.
stick mic for Dave.
Tommy, you're not even paying attention.
Thanks. So this was he going nuts. For me, it's first of all, I don't think it's maybe a weird subject, but
Let it rip. It's
what's
fine.
that?
Let it rip.
I was gonna say I don't think it's. Zack Smith is accused of domestic abuse, which is like a far different thing. He's mixing this all into one pot of like crazy.
That guy can't chirp
Right.
anything.
Not only
marital.
that-
He is at the worst of the worst. So anything that he's talking about is
Yeah.
going to be.
You got-
Tom Herman is like, I was saying on the radio, it feels like he's probably like, we're good because the number one reaction is just Zack Smith being a fucking idiot and a scumbag. No one cares about him getting jerked off at an Asian massage parlor. That's not even cheating.
I mean, yeah, the Asian massage parlor, that's a weird way to go. Like, also saying that he witnessed that, I don't really understand
Why?
what that
Yeah.
means. But not to put a downer on this, but Zack Smith, like, a guy who's been accused of what he's been accused of, being this aggressive on Twitter, like, someone get some eyes on him. Because he's a fucking,
He's still going today.
Right,
To
and
me, that says that he has not one person in the world
That's
who's there to be
dangerous.
like, yo, put your phone down,
Right.
calm down, relax. No
Not only
friends,
that,
no
but,
family,
like,
no nothing.
put him in
Go-
jail
yeah,
because
right.
he seems like he's, like
unhinged,
violent
like,
and,
yeah.
It's par for the course for Ohio State. It all goes back to Urban and the type of environment he ran, the type of coaches he had, and the lack of integrity and honor and morals that goes into that program. That's how I saw it.
Stealing
I
stealing G2s, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a ridiculous. I mean, that's a dude who's
yeah.
completely out of his mind thinking that, talking about stealing Gatorades. I know you're a G2 guy.
I like G2s.
I know it
Big
means a lot
Ev,
to you.
the fattest, like, I love Big Ev. He's my guy. But him being like, G2s are trash. It's like, come on, Big Ev. Like, we're trying to change the narrative here. He's like, give me that full sugar, full carbs Gatorade. It's like, let's drink a couple G2s, Big Ev.
Yeah.
But okay, cool, hook 'em is the takeaway.
Yeah, and that's
That
I
was-
mean,
The greatest response of all time.
Yes.
Your world is coming down, Tom Herman. I'm going to expose you and trying to ruin your marriage. Okay, cool, hook 'em.
We got those on double shirts.
all time.
Yeah, okay.
And that's how confident you are. Like, no matter what that dude says about Tom Herman, it doesn't matter.
No. I mean, it's all true.
Yo,
It's
fuck.
but it does.
1,000
Duh.
million
Like,
bills.
like, his wife already knew too.
Yeah,
He's
no,
not
it's
really
all-
doing anything other than just airing it out. It's not
Shocking
like-
moment for me actually is I clicked when I read. Liz is actually who told me this is going on. I wasn't paying attention to it at all. But then when I looked at like the tweets and he was tagging Tom Herman's wife, and I clicked on that, and she was just still public. Which
Yeah.
To me was like, oh, whatever.
Shit, this is cool.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It does make it like I'm sure. Like, it's not going to affect Tom Herman at all, but in the household, I'm sure that this is
There's
not
going to be
gonna-
some awkward
Let me
moments.
tell you something. Not gonna go well.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
Will not be a fun scene.
it
when
was
Herman
You got
definitely-
dragged. Yeah, you unintentionally, I felt bad. Not bad, but like because I went on my Ohio State rant, being like, oh, classless, head of the snake, and then you started getting dragged in because of yours, so then that turned into a thing on my timeline.
Thanks, Steve.
No, I didn't mean to. That was not intentional. I actually thought, I wonder if Kevin thought I did this on purpose to like, but I did not.
You never know with
Now that
you.
you say that,
Never know.
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't, but like the next time you probably will.
Now that you know.
Now I know it's I
an
have
angle
that.
to
Yeah,
play, yeah.
it's like one of my rods.
You just got to reply, okay, cool, hook 'em.
I absolutely will.
You should just start replying.
Yeah.
Trust me, I thought about it.
Jimmy Butler, a big trade to the Sixers. Early NBA, the East is kind of weird because Sixers haven't been playing well. The Celtics fucking don't even show up in the first half. It's weird. They don't show up in the first half. They storm back and just fall short. That's what they've done like 3 weeks in
Not
a
a
row.
recipe for
Your
success.
NBA guy stinks. Everything's off in the NBA right now to a degree.
You don't have to tell me. I'm hurt.
So
as
what do you
bad as
think, dude?
Jimmy
Jimmy,
Butler.
where does that put the Sixers?
I don't think that's gonna work at all in Philly. They've got some like the softest like.
I know,
emotional
that's the
guys.
best part.
You know what I mean? Like that's not a team that's gonna gel with him at all.
It's like the Jimmy Butler bully tour.
Yeah.
He just like ruined Karl Anthony Towns' life. Now he's gonna go ruin Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons.
Anybody who's like high talent, like coddled. And
Jimmy
that's
Butler's an
all they
asshole.
are.
I love Jimmy
Yeah,
Butler. I
of course,
used to
he's a
love Jimmy
total
Butler.
fucking dick.
He has become a total asshole. I think it will work, and I do think the East, for the first time in forever,
Is wide open.
like the top 4 teams in the East.
Yeah.
If you obviously
Top
take out the Warriors in the West, because the Warriors are better than everyone by so far, it stacks up. When you take out the Warriors, like the top 4 teams in the East are all weapons.
So you got Toronto, Milwaukee, the Celtics, and the Sixers.
Yeah, and then the Pacers are actually kind of scrappy too.
Pacers remind me of the same Pacers team, like
Always, yeah.
always.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
They're
They'll
feisty.
get into the
Baseball,
second
and
round,
basketball.
Yeah, they're
and everyone will
feisty.
talk themselves into be like, maybe the Pacers.
And they'll
here.
probably have like a lead on
Yeah.
somebody they shouldn't, and then they'll lose.
And then someone will get like a technical foul, and it will all just come crumbling up.
I have this on there. This was an interesting. I was thinking about this already, and then I saw Francis blog it. Obviously, the wildfires are horrible, and there's I think 31 deaths in the wildfires, something like that. But then you see celebrities tweeting about their houses, and I never know how that goes because it's like I don't know how to do that exactly. It's tough to feel like these are like the most well-off people. It's bad losing your house no matter what, but. I don't know. It's just a
Pretty
weird
much replace
vibe.
Everything.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think they were tweeting it because the president tweeted and like blamed California, like victim shamed the force.
Yo, could you imagine being like the asshole that made that campfire?
No, it's terrible.
If you were one of
man.
the dudes who like did that in the
man.
same area at the same time. Oof.
Pusha T. back
Our guy
in the
Jared
days.
Goff was putting out fires. Did you hear that report?
I saw him going after Halle Berry. I don't hate that move at all.
It was like the classic
I love Halle
ESPN
Berry.
pregame filler talk, and they went to the guy in LA. He's like, I talked to Jared Goff, and he didn't want to be called a hero, and it's not a big story, but he was driving back from like the team dinner, and he saw a tree on fire and started pouring water on it.
He really did that. Good for Jared.
The Halle Berry thing was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Who would you name your play after? Like
Emily
Like a girl?
Ratajkowski.
Jessica Biel.
who would you do?
Emily Ratajkowski. Yeah, mouthful.
Yeah, that's tough to call at the line.
I'm
going
I've been,
Beckinsale.
I've told you,
Beckinsale.
I've been like shoulder to shoulder with Ratajkowski. She didn't bring the heat in person.
Really?
Yeah, she was at Breeders' Cup. I didn't even realize it was her.
Interesting.
Yeah. Beal puts her in a body bag. But I don't know if you want to name it after somebody's already got a husband and whatnot because you can't do what Jared just did. Like, yeah,
Slide
you're
in.
number
Hey,
one.
what's up?
Pusha T.
Yeah.
What a move from Pusha T. So he just said,
Slide
fuck Drake. And this is obviously Pusha T is the one who wrote the hit song on him, the rap song. I went to Pusha T in New York at a club to see him perform that Drake song live. He didn't do it, which was like the softest move of all time. It was the day after it happened. I just went to make the video to be like, I had it. I just sat there with my phone for an hour waiting for him to sing it. Every
Imagine
Did
date
that
at
happen
the
to you?
club with Pusha
That's
T.
great.
every
It's
song.
like, sir, can you please play the song,
Every
sir?
song, I didn't know what it sounded like, so I just hold it. And
I don't
I'm
know.
Like, is this it? Is this it?
I don't know
this the
what's
one?
better though, because I'm happy that it failed for you, but it would have been unbelievable to see your like Twitter handle be on all like hip
The
hop
hip hop sites,
Yeah,
the rap,
yeah.
thing,
It was
Black
literally
Twitter and
like
shit.
he was scheduled to perform like the second
Yeah.
that song
Like a
dropped.
Barstool watermark.
It
Yeah,
was
really,
like,
like, what is going
someone
on?
told me like, "Hey, Pusha T's here." I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna do that. I'm gonna go get this. Will be viral." And I just sat there and with my fucking camera phone for an hour. He never did it. Softest move ever. And then he's
That's
like,
a 50-year storm wave that you got to go after.
"Yeah."
You
That's
gotta
like
do
when I
it.
waited outside.
Johnny Manziel or
No, I
Goodell,
waited for
or-
Goodell
There's a lot of
outside Grill 23 in Boston for 2 hours in the rain on false advice from Carabas that he was eating in there.
I once waited in the bowels of the United Center for Miley Cyrus for like 3 hours,
remember
and then I
that.
came out and I was like, "So is Miley coming out?" And the guy's like, he was like, "Yeah, she went from on stage into her bus and gone."
Yeah,
Like
tough.
2 seconds after the concert, I'd been sitting there waiting for her.
So Pusha T was at a concert, just had "fuck Drake" on this huge screen, and then after he's like, "I don't know who did that."
I didn't know you said that.
he was dead serious.
Well,
like,
no,
someone's fucking.
wait. That's just not true. I mean, the crowd was chanting "fuck Drake." He was like, "Yeah, I hear that," and then the fucking thing goes on. He was like he was like, "Let me get my ears set." He was about to start the concert, and they were saying "fuck Drake, fuck Drake." He was like, "Yeah, I hear you," and then that pops up. So there's no way that that wasn't in the holster ready to go.
Right.
Right.
But
he
he's saying,
blamed, he blamed some other guy.
Right, but
he's saying he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
He's like, I don't hate
understand
Drake.
what he's doing, but he knows.
Oh,
Everybody knows.
yeah, of course he
okay.
knows.
I thought you were saying he's actually innocent.
No, that's
here.
what he's saying.
He's
saying
blaming his Loud Sean.
That's he
soft
almost
as fuck.
said he didn't even mean to do the original song. He just trashes Drake. He's like, I have nothing to do with that. That's what he keeps doing. It's unbelievable.
It's like Nate starting.
Yeah, it really is.
Be like, I never
Pusha T
said
and
his
Nate.
name.
And he does it for this is the most relevant he is in the game because of Drake. So he keeps doing it and then keeps retreating.
He's got moguls going to his concerts.
I have no respect for Pusha T. I've said that. I went on a whole rant.
Right, because he didn't perform it.
It's like if you're gonna do it, stand by it. I was waiting in the club for you to sing the song. You didn't sing it.
When you're supposed to be a hardcore rapper, you're getting compared to Nate. That ain't the look you want.
Tough.
Nate, shout out Nate, very funny blog with the dick stretch out
Got
vagina
the whole
story.
world going.
And finally, Nate's building some momentum maybe back.
Don't let Nate get hot.
And then, don't
skyrocket,
let Nate.
right?
Do not let
Skyrocket.
Nate
Do
get hot.
not let Nate get hot. And this is post, we had the Chicks in the Office, the People's Choice Awards last night. Very cool, kind of surreal. First of all, I knew they were out there, and for some reason I thought it was not live, so I looked on the main channels and I didn't know it was E, didn't see it, so I forgot about it. And then they're on the red carpet walking on E. E's way down in the New York dial, by the way. It's hard to find, but surreal seeing them there. Very funny because we always, when we've done our reality show shit, it's we watch people chair dancing. Fran had a huge chair dancing moment.
Yep.
Great red carpet walk.
Yep.
They look like pros taking pictures on the red carpet, posing and shit.
It was very surreal. I didn't realize how big of a deal it was.
A-list,
Kardashians.
A-list. Will Ferrell, there was A-list,
And they
Fallon.
were completely robbed, completely rigged.
Well, I'm not sure if they ever said that the fan votes decide the winner versus
right.
But either way, it's
like it was you get in the
100% rigged. It was
the girl is Ryan Seacrest's co-host. And he owns the E Network.
Wow.
And the podcast. I don't think I didn't look it up. I was ready to go after E, but it was the contact us at. It had the name of the podcast and at iHeartRadio, which also is part of this show and does the music.
Yeah. No, it was completely rigged.
Suspect.
Yeah, and I guess in hindsight, the fact they didn't put it on TV is kind of predictable. I mean, there was love Fran, love Rhea. I mean, it was A-list people only on the stage. So
I thought they would at least say who was up for the award for a second go.
Yeah,
but it still is
just
crazy.
gives a little quick. Actually, at the end of the day, I said to them, they were on TV more than anybody else.
Yeah.
They were on TV
they
every other
They
shot.
closed the whole show with the clip of Fran clapping. It was the last thing they showed.
That's the name of the game at the end of the day. They looked great and they were on TV more than anybody else.
I'm very curious to hear their feedback when they get here. I texted Caleb, but it's a huge. See, I didn't understand totally what you said, what it. I mean, I knew what it was, but I watched them on the red carpet doing real interviews. If Caleb was just in the mix there, I think it would have been hilarious to get that. Also, a little not shout out. It took me a while. I just watched the Infinity War Avengers last week. The girl with the antennas, the Asian girl, very pretty.
I haven't seen that movie.
R.I.P. Stan
I love
Lee.
those. I love those movies.
So Stanley's the
He created everything.
Superman?
No, that's DC.
So he didn't create everything.
Everything
So
Marvel.
I just proved you wrong.
And I hadn't seen, you know who else?
Iron Man, Spider-Man, the Hulk,
I
Fantastic
hadn't
Okay, that's a
Four.
lot. That's a lot.
He-
That's a lot.
Literally everyone else
Oh.
except for Spider-Man and Batman.
That's also who I may name a play after.
Stanley.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh.
ScarJo?
Still
When she popped up, so we were watching.
Still fire.
Part of my take was watching, and we all were like, ScarJo. We hadn't seen her.
Yeah, we hadn't seen her
forever.
for a while. And she was really weird during her speeches
Wait, what do
too.
you mean you haven't seen her for a while?
I feel like she hasn't been around.
She's in the Avengers.
No.
I haven't seen that movie.
I have seen it.
I haven't
have
seen
seen
her in a
that.
while.
I haven't seen her speak like that.
Got it.
Like
Got it.
I feel like I
presentation.
haven't seen her in a movie in a long time.
I love ScarJo.
She's
the way
she's been in all the Avengers. She's been.
Haven't seen any of them.
I know, that's the thing. She's
nobody, and I mean nobody, wears boobs better than Scarlett
She's
Johansson.
got great big boobs.
Wherever
Great set of
she
New
goes,
York boobs.
she probably buys all her wardrobes and whatnot at the same place because they're all cut the same exact way,
Fits
and
perfect.
her boobs pop.
Also, the Kardashians dress. I need one of those. It was like an optical illusion. I
Badass
feel
or
like I would
It was
look
a very
pretty
weird
slim.
dynamic, probably for every single like Barstool, because football, there's that main football game. That's an award show I would never even know was going on.
Yep.
Yet I was kind of glued to it.
Yeah.
And you had to kind of pay attention because you knew
never
they
know
were
if
just
it's
going to
gonna
get the
pop up.
random
right.
shots. But yeah, surreal. It was surreal. So congrats to them to being out there. They definitely got screwed in the final vote. And I think on that note, I'm getting Nardini glare. So time to go.
Do it.